Nobody has ever quit Diablo in Act 1 because their damage was too low. But you quit other things for that reason, all the time. Something's small, it's slow, 4 weeks in and it doesn't look like it's doing anything, and you're out, and you never find out what it would have turned into. But not here. You're hitting for 10 and you're completely relaxed about it. So by the end of this video, you'll look at some number in your life that you're quietly a bit embarrassed by and read it as evidence that it's working. Which is exactly the sort of thing people say to feel better about failing. Except you already do it. You do it every time you roll a new character. You've just never once taken it out of the game. If you think about it, early normal is kind of pathetic. 2-digit damage, 2-digit life, an item drops with +5 to something and you're pleased about it. But it works, it clears. You're not struggling, you're not underpowered, you're exactly where you are supposed to be. Because you're reading that number against the difficulty you're on, not against the finished hell build. That comparison doesn't even occur to you, it'll be stupid. A different tier, different rules, different everything. And the other thing about that phase, and I think that part is underrated, is that it's the only part of the game that you can actually read. Point goes in, number moves, and you know what that point bought. But nobody wants to be in that phase, everybody wants to go past it, everybody wants to get rushed. Fine, but every character that does hit level 99 spent some time hitting for 10, and the ones who understand their build understand it because of that part, not despite of it. Okay, so you're already fluent in this. Small number, early tier, everything reads as normal. And then you close the game and never do it again. Everywhere else you take your Act 1 numbers and hold them up against somebody's finished build. And then you conclude something about yourself. Here's mine. My first video in the series did just over 300 views. And I know what 300 views is. I've worked in this industry for 10 years. On a channel with any size at all, 300 views is basically a dead video. It's the number that means something went wrong. But on this channel, at this point, 300 people watching a thing I made about Diablo that didn't exist a month earlier, that's not flop, that's the mechanism working. Same number, two completely different readings. And the only thing that decides which one is correct is which difficulty it's on. Which is the exact thing I'd never get wrong in the game and got wrong about my own channel for about a week. And this goes many other ways too. For example, with money. Last year I started investing, and when that first interest payment or the first dividend hits, it's not gonna be a lot of money. It was 62 cents in my case. It's not going to change your week. But it's not supposed to change your week. It's the current tier you're on telling you that the mechanism is live. Something you own paid you for owning it, without you doing anything. And that has now started, and it will not stop. What matters is not the amount you're getting. What matters is the proof that the system works. And some people miss that completely because they're holding these 62 cents up against a screenshot of somebody's portfolio and they go, oh well, this is pointless. It's the same error. It's Act 1 damage versus a hell build. In the game, you would never make that mistake. So, what do you actually do with this? You stop comparing sideways. Not because comparison is bad, but because that comparison is invalid. And you already know it's invalid, and you make it anyway. The only comparison that's yours is the one against your own last number. 300 against 0. 62 cents against nothing. That's the reading that tells you something true. And do it now while the numbers are still small enough to read. Right now you can still see what each thing you do actually does. That gets harder later, not easier. Later, the numbers move for reasons that have nothing to do with you, and you'll have no idea which of your decisions was the good one. You're not waiting for the real thing to start. You are in the only phase where you can see how it works. 10 damage. You never once thought that meant anything about you. You know what act you were in, you knew what the number was for, and you kept going. And every one of your characters that ever got anywhere got there through exactly that. On that note, my own hardcore warlock has just started hell, and he got there by hitting for 10 for a while, just like everybody else. So, here's one thing. Take the number you're currently embarrassed by, whatever it is, and write down what that number was 6 months ago. That's the only comparison you're entitled to, and it's the only one that has ever told anybody the truth.